Citrus Nation, Lime here. Today I'm going to be doing a Leatherface breakdown in his killer variation. And in the killer variation he gains one specific special move, and it's this, where he revs up the chainsaw. And from that he can go into 4 different options. He can either cancel it and put it back on his back, go into an unblockable, and go into just a run, where if you EX it, continues the combo, and you can combo from there. Or he goes into a flurry of overheads. And with each one of these moves, if you EX it, he adds an extra hit. So, like the other one I showed you, if you EX it, right there, he tosses them up. I don't know why I didn't do it. If you do it right here, he'll toss them up, and you can continue the combo, and, you know, go from there. So, that's one thing that is very useful in this variation, is using the meter on those enhanced moves. So if you hit him with something like that, you can enhance it after the move's already gone off. You don't have to commit to enhancing it before the move, which is something that I find very useful. Another thing that I wanted to talk about with this stance is the cancels. And the way you can cancel it is, we talked about it like that, or you can actually cancel out of this one. So why that might seem kind of silly to some is because, you know, hey, I can hit him with the unblockable, so why would I cancel out of it? Well, if you have a combo going and you can tell they're blocking it, or even if you want to just put more pressure, you can immediately go into the chainsaw, into the unblockable, into a cancel. So quickly it'll look like this. And then whenever, you know, you want, you can throw that out. But like I was saying, it's really good to just be able to kind of psych them out like that, because they're not going to sit there blocking then. They're going to say, oh, okay, well, I better start attacking because he's throwing out the unblockable. And then you continue your combo string because you cancel it. Or if you say, okay, well, I'm canceling it a lot, they're going to sit there and they're going to block because, okay, he's going to do this, you know, this cancel into another string, but you let the unblockable go through at that time and it will hit them. So that's one thing that I find very useful in this variation, is utilizing the cancel well. And it is hard to do because you have to input the command for that, press 3 to get it going, and then in time, so then you have to hit A again. Or not A, you know, X, A, whatever it is on yours. So, but you know what, with practice, you'll be able to get it no problem. So that's one thing that I find very useful in this variation, is canceling it to kind of psych them out. And since that's all he gains in this variation, you might wonder, well, why would I play this one? That doesn't seem like very much. Well, actually, if you do, if you learn how to get that stance, just go into it very quick, you don't have to wait for him to pull it to start that. You can go, you can see how fast I can just immediately go into these moves. And like I said, that one restands, so, or not restands, it pops up. So it's very useful for combos, like, for example, oops. Wow. Okay, let's try this one more time. And then you can immediately go into that, and then if you wanted to EX it, you could. And then continue the combo from there. Or, and then there you go. So, if they're, you know, if you can get that down to where you can do this combo quick enough, and even if you can't get the cancel that fast, if you can work on just pulling this out and then going into another one, like off the combo, then it's a very useful thing that you can do. Especially when comboed with his low, you can go low directly into the overhead. And if you mix that with low into the other low, it becomes a guessing game for them. And both of those specials are relatively quick, so he is very punishable. That's one thing I'll say. Leatherface is a very punishable character, but if you can master his cancels, then he becomes a character that is, I would say, one of the more one of the better characters at putting pressure on. I guess that's a good way to say it. And a few things that I wanted to talk about with this variation is also how good this anti-air is. If you use that and they're jumping, let me see if I can set him to jump. Yeah. We'll just have him jump, just because I don't want to... Okay, well, not like that. You can catch them when they're jumping with it a lot, especially if they're jumping forward. And you can see right there, that was just kind of a flurry of moves, just really fast. And even if he blocks some of them, it's going to be very, very difficult for him to block all of them, because he can mix up... Oh, is he set to block? There we go. Because it's very difficult, because right there, it's mid to a overhead. So you can cancel mid to overhead, and then you can go into a low, or you can go mid overhead into a mid, or you could go mid overhead into another overhead. So with that, you can see how canceling it into the stance might seem kind of, you know, well, that seems like a small trade-off to just pick this variation, but it actually, you gain a lot of moves with it. So that's one thing that I think people should really focus on with this variation, is quickly getting into the stance, and of course the cancels. So again, those are the two things that I've found were the most useful. And if you're playing someone and they start to they see that move a lot, that can be, anything will stop that move, whether it's just a poke, you know, a jab, a special, anything. Any move will stop that. So if people are starting to see that, oh, okay, well, maybe I should, you know, poke him out of that. If you're finding yourself struggling to land that move, if you do just the standing 4 right there, and then immediately go into the unblockable, you can see the amount of time he has to react. He has... right there. Now he can block. So if you do that, it leaves them a small window to where, yes, they can poke you out of it, but it's very difficult. So if you're coming, just... Oops. So you're coming in, just... there. You know, it's almost impossible for people to block on reaction. And I feel like it's a very useful way to land that. And... again, it's just going to get a lot of damage, and if you start doing that, then the cancels are going to be more versatile. So you can go and then cancel it, and you're right up there. You know, they're going to try to poke out, so you can go and then go into something from there. So that's one thing that I've found works a lot, is the cancels, the standing 4 into the unblockable, and the getting really quick into the stance for the different mix-ups. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe if you want to join the Citrus Nation today. And if you have any other videos, like I said, leave a comment and we'll get to those as soon as we can. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.